Laura Ray, and today we're going to do a wear test on some hot new makeup. It's 5:28 in the morning. I'm getting ready for school. I'm going to go ahead and put on some of these new products, let you see how they look on my almost 60-year-old skin. And then I'm going to come back 12 hours from now when I get home and show you how it looks at the end of the day. If you like videos like this, make sure to leave a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you here. Let's take a look at my skin before I apply anything. So I'm looking to cover up, I've got a little bit of redness here today. I don't know what that's from, maybe something that I used, a product. I've got some redness around the nose. I've got fine lines in the forehead and also a little center line here. And if I get the wrong product, the lines here can look more accentuated. So some products I use don't bring that out at all, and others make my skin look heavy and bring out those lines. So I'm looking for a more natural look that I can wear to work. Now, let's start off. I'm going to take a hit for the team because I know what's about to happen. This is the new NYX Duck Plump. I don't like lip products that have cinnamon in them and that stay hot for a long period of time. I feel that they feel very irritating on my lips. But I wanted to give this a try because I thought at first, well, maybe just looking at it in the store, it's peppermint, but it's not. And it says extreme sensation. It actually has caution signs on it. And so I have applied this. It did make my actual lip here look very smooth, which I loved the look. But the feeling of it was way too uncomfortable for me. But I'm going to go ahead and put some on. Actually, this shade is Apricot, number 4. And I'm not feeling anything yet, but I know it is coming. I'm going to spread this a little nicer. I'm just going to take a brush that I have over here and smooth it out a little. Well, I lost some of the color smoothing it out, so I'll put just a tad more. I don't want to put too much because this is going to be a lot. So it's not super colorful, but it's really pretty. Now, I want to put my hair back before I apply all my makeup. And today we're going to be testing out a brand new serum from Catrice. I am so excited to show you this. I have worn it one time, and I won't tell you how I felt about it because I don't want any spoilers. But I'm going to use that. And then they also have a new Soft Glam filter, which of course, this is supposed to be like a dupe for Charlotte Tilbury's Hollywood Flawless Filter. I'm starting to feel the cinnamon here. And I have a bunch of other little goodies that are fabulous. So let's go ahead and I'll put my headband on. I love these. I will link these in the description. I use them all the time when I'm applying my makeup. What's nice about these is they have Velcro on them. So just get this on. They come in a lot of colors. I actually ordered some new ones. Oh, my earring just fell. I actually ordered some new ones. They come in beautiful colors. So if you're not a fan of gray, I like the gray because it looks nice with the red, but they have a lot of colors. Let's start off. I'm going to go ahead and apply my Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer just to let it set. We'll be using a brand new drugstore eyeshadow palette, and I haven't used it yet. It's the one that they have now with Marilyn Monroe on the cover. So we're going to try that out. They're neutrals. There's nothing really colorful in the palette, but I'm excited to see how they look. I know that Marilyn did a lot of like white mixed with neutrals, her makeup artist. So they have like a white shimmer. They have these two look shimmery. This one has like more glitter. And then you have 2 mattes. So we'll give that a try. So I'll let that sit. Let's go ahead in with the Nude Drops. They're called Drops Tinted Serum Foundation. I picked the shade 30, and the reason I did, because in the Catrice HD, I wear a 30, and I really like it. Whew, the lips are heating up. I'll put this on my glass palette for you so you can see what it looks like, and it's very running, very thin. I like the texture of that. I'm going to apply it with a brush today. This is the Nikki LaRose. And by the way, these brushes are now available separately, so you don't have to buy the entire set. I really love this brush. I think this shade is a pretty good match for me. And I'm going to leave the under eye area. I'm just going to go over it lightly because I am going to use a drugstore concealer today. And we'll get in the side of the nose. This goes on really quickly. Yeah, I'm feeling the extreme heat of the lips. Actually, it doesn't seem to be bothering me as much as it did the first time. I think the first time I just didn't realize how hot it would get, and it sort of scared me, especially since they put all those warning signs on the packaging. They were trying to be cute with that, but it sort of freaked me out. I am really loving the look of this. To me, it looks like a very satin finish. It's not shiny at all, but it has a nice little bit of glow to it. Let's look at half and see what we've got going so far. Yeah, it's setting up, which I love that about the Catrice HD. It doesn't collect in my fine lines because it actually dries down. Some of these that stay very sticky, during the day they will move into fine lines and wrinkles. I like that it is drying down where it doesn't seem like it's going to move during the day. So let's take a look. Here it is on this side and without it. Really took away the redness. I'm loving the look of this so far. The Catrice HD, I would have to say, has been one of my all-time favorite foundations, drugstore or high-end. I just love that one. So I was super excited to purchase this and to give it a try. And I know somebody said when I talked about the CoverGirl not working for me about pressing it in the sides of the nose. And a lot of times I will do that. I will take the foundation, go in to the sides here because there's sort of crevices there that are hard to get to, and take my ring finger and press in. So that's always a good tip to use. And even some spots here under the nose. This seems to just work so quickly too. I'm not having to go over the same parts so much. I want to bring it down to the neck and along the jawline. This matches really beautifully with my neck. And what I like is when I'm going on to the neck, it doesn't have a makeup-y look, just looks a little nicer. So let's take a look up close at the Catrice Tinted Serum and see what we've got going. I like that it's not collecting. I'm going to go ahead and make sure, to be fair to the foundation, to stretch my forehead a little bit to make sure any lines, I didn't leave a puddle behind. But I like how it's looking. It definitely doesn't look heavy at all. Really nice. Somebody said the other day, isn't it unfair to test it without a powder on top to set the foundation? Well, the thing is, that would be a whole other product you'd have to buy. So I feel the most fair that I can be to you reviewing this would be to try it without anything on top and see how it works that way. Because number one, a lot of women don't like powder or don't wear it. And so I don't think it would be fair really to test it with a powder unless I did two wear tests, did one just with only the product and then a whole other wear test with the powder to see if it increased the longevity of it. But I know a lot of women have written me that they don't like powder. So that's why I test it just on its own. So let's go in now. I want to try this new stick. I haven't tried this yet, the Catrice Magic Shaper. On one side of it is a contour stick, and the other side is a glow. So we're going to go ahead and test that out. Let's put the contour stick. And I do see some gray to it, which is great. That's how a contour stick should be. And I'm going to use the BK 108. This is a great little multitasker brush. Oh, I like that. That looks really nice. I've tried the Milani recently. I did a YouTube short on that, comparing it with Charlotte Tilbury. So if you haven't seen my shorts, I do some wear tests there if you're interested in that type of a video. Yeah, I think this is really looking nice so far. Nice contour. I don't usually contour the nose, but let's try that a little bit, just to test it out a little bit more. Usually they go across the nose and maybe here. And I'm just going to take my fingers and blend this out. I am really liking that. Now, I have a blush I want to try for you. I haven't seen any people talking about this on YouTube. It's from Essence. Now, the packaging to me is not great because it's already even wearing and chipping off the paint, but it has a little Mickey Mouse on it, and it's the Essence Bouncy Blush. And I've had bouncy type blushes before and loved them so much. So I was really excited to try this out, and I've really enjoyed it. So I'm just pressing the product into the brush and then going on the cheek. And it's not a super pigmented blush like the e.l.f. Camo, but I love the look of this. I think it's really pretty, very soft, very buildable. As you can see, I keep going on top and I can get more pigment. I think we've got enough there. And you could even bring it up here a little bit, even into under the brow. Now, speaking of brows, I bought this from Milani. It's their Stay Put Liquid Brow Wax. I thought maybe that would help keep the pencil in better, maybe thicken up my brows a little bit. And it's just a regular, very small wand like you would have for mascara. And I'm just going to brush my brows. I already put a little bit of brow pencil and powder. I did my brows very softly today because I didn't want to overdo the brows because I want to do more with the eye look. So I'm going to leave them a little understated. Let's take a look so far. I'm loving the blush. I never used the highlighter. Let's go ahead and do that. This appears to be a little more gold. And I usually go for more of a champagne or a pinky look. So this is a little bit different than what I would normally use. But it comes on here. I'm going to go directly on the cheek and just pat it in. That's pretty. I like it. Like I said, this is one of the products here I haven't tried yet. I just got it. I think that looks soft. It looks natural, sort of a within, lit from within kind of look, as they said. I think I'm changing my mind about the lip product. This was so hot the first time I put it on. Now it's got like a soft burn, but if you don't like the feel of the burn, I wouldn't recommend it at all. Let's go ahead and do our eyes. I'm going to grab one of my BK Beauty brushes. These are two I really love. These are from Angie's collection. This one I love so much because it's small. It's a A504, and you can really shape the eye. Now, I had someone write me a comment the other day, get all that old eye makeup off. You still have some on. I don't. I just naturally have a shadow here in the eye area. That's just a discoloration. It almost looks like I always have eyeshadow on, which is not always a bad thing, right? And here I actually have more lightness. It looks like I've applied a highlighter. I haven't. And my lids are very clean. So sometimes people will see something on camera and think I'm wearing makeup when I'm not. But my lids are clean. All I have on is the Wet n Wild primer right now. So let's go ahead and let's start with the matte shade right here in the middle. And I'm taking the brush and I'm just going to now you can see I've got some product on, and shape the eye. I also like this brush because you can do it liner with it really well. Like I could take the deeper shade here and go right along the lash line with it. Much easier than you could see the difference between this fluffy brush and this one. Look at how tiny this is. I just love this brush. I think everyone needs a little tiny one like that because it's a great multitasker. So nothing's blended out yet. I'm going to take the fluffier one and sort of blend that. That Wet n Wild eyeshadow primer works great. It's not a new product. They sort of brought it back. But boy, it's so affordable. I like this so far. Of course, most of you, I'm sure, have some kind of shade like this right in your own collection. But this is super affordable. I love Wet n Wild shadows. I have so many of them that I've purchased over the years that are just beautiful. They can compete with a lot of the high-end shadows and maybe beat some of them. The one thing I will say with the Wet n Wild primer, it is a little stickier, I think, as far as holding on to pigment than some that I have tried from other brands. So you really do have to maybe blend a little bit more. Let's go into this lighter shade here. And someone asked me recently to do a matte eye look, all mattes, no shimmer at all. So I'm going to tone this down a little bit and maybe just use this one shimmer. But if you'd like to see like a matte eye look, let me know in the comments. And what color you'd like to see. Some people have also said, oh, I want more color. Well, I've done some looks with peaches and plums and purples. They're just not more recent videos. I'm going to go ahead in with the white a little bit. And I'm just using my ring finger and sort of pressing it into the eye. Let's add a little more of that deep brown along the lash line. Just going for more of a soft look. For liner today, even though this isn't drugstore, it's drugstore price, I'm using the Sephora Ultimate Gel Eyeliner. This is one I have really come to depend on. I think it works great, and we'll see how it works over 12 hours. So I'm just going to go along the lash line. I love navy. Navy is such a great shade for everyone. It really brings out the whites of the eyes. And I find that the navy gives me some intensity without the strong color of black. So I really have come to enjoy navy so much. Let me get up a little closer while I do this eye. So I'm just going right along the lash line. Some of you have asked if this works in the waterline or the upper waterline. I don't usually line those areas because my eyes just get too irritated. So I stick with the lash line. Now I'm going to take a smudger brush this is the BK Beauty 204, just to sort of smudge out what I just did for a softer look. I can't wait to see how these shadows do over 12 hours. That's a long time, and it's definitely a long work day. Let's add some mascara. I have been using the e.l.f. This is their lash extender. It's a tubing mascara. It's got a plastic wand, and what I like about tubing mascaras is they're not going to come off until you wash your face and take water and take it off. We actually had a celebration of my mom's life the other day. We had all of her artwork out. We had about 40 close family members and close friends. Some of the people that were friends have known my mom longer than I've been alive. They knew her since she was a teenager. And I think that's so special. And that day I kept wondering, I wonder what mascara I should wear, because I knew there would be a lot of tears that day. And this is the one that I wore. And I thought, well, this is really putting it to the test. And it held up to the test. So that was great. I was concerned that with all the crying, the tubes would come off, but they did not. I sort of just keep going back and forth until I get enough mascara on where I feel it has the look. Another thing I like about this mascara is that it sort of curls my lashes on its own. I don't have to use any kind of curler, and they stay up during the day. So that's a big plus. I think we have enough. Now, I've even used this in the lower lashes. I know most women feel it pulls their eyes down and they don't like mascara on the lower lashes, but I'm going to go ahead and put some on for today in case you do like it. Then you can see how it works there also. Now, if I get any around the eyes, like I want to clean this up here, what I do is I keep Q-tips right here. And I use this Garnier Micellar water, and I just sort of take the Q-tip. Another thing you could do is put a little eye cream there, but I use very little of this and just sort of clean up. And you could also use the tape there. I just bought some of the Sephora tape. I'm going to be testing that out and seeing where you can put tape there. Some people even put Scotch tape, but I would recommend taking off some of the sticky on a pair of pants or something before you put it on so that it doesn't pull your skin so much. All right, and I want to sort of clean up under the eye a little bit because I'm going to apply some concealer, and the one I'm going to try out today is L'Oreal True Match. This is their new concealer. It has hyaluronic acid. I know some of you actually don't like hyaluronic acid. You've said it dries out your skin, and I think that depends a lot on where you live. I think a lot of makeup actually depends on where you live, how your skin is going to react to the product. But I'll be wearing the True Match today. And I already love this one. This is the True Match in the tube, and eye cream, they call it, in a concealer. I love that one. But this is the new one. I'm going to go ahead and put that on today and just stamp it there and spread it as thinly as I can. I find less is more, so I just want a little brightness there, but not too much product. So if I put it out here and sort of blend it out and then bring it up in the center, this is where I have the most fine lines. So I try to keep the product away from there as much as possible and then just sort of blend little bits of it up into that area. And then I really like to get some in here because that area tends to get dark, but it's pretty smooth there. So it's a great place to put the concealer. And you can even take your fingers and sort of press it in when you're done to take any extra out of fine lines. I think that looks pretty nice. Now, I didn't put on any of the soft glam yet. Now, I know I have the highlighter on. I really like that, but I wanted you to see how this looks. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little here. Now, you can use this as a primer for your skin. I didn't want to do that today because I wanted us to see just how the serum would work on its own. But we'll add a little bit of glow there. Very nice. I like the look of that. It's not too strong. I wouldn't want this all over my face. It would just bring out my pores too much. I don't like putting the e.l.f. all over. I don't like the Charlotte Tilbury all over. I only put it strategically, usually around the cheek area. So I think that looks really good. Now we're going to test out a couple of lipsticks right now. I want you to see how they look. I'm not going to have them on all day. I'll wear one of them during the day, but I also want to show you what the NYX Fat Oil Stick looks like. I'm hoping this will be a great replacement for the one from Tarte. I have that, the Maracuja one, and it's a little bit goopy. So I'm hoping I would like this better. You click it up from the bottom, and I have to say, the lip product is not bothering me anymore. I actually am starting to like it. So I'm changing my opinion on this. But let's try this one out. Now that I've taken this off, I want you to see how smooth my lips look. I definitely feel like normally lines I have here look flatter. So if you can tolerate the cinnamon, I think it actually works really well. Would even be good to just put on while you're doing your makeup and then apply your lipstick and it would go on smoother. But this is the Fat Oil Stick. Has a slight scent to it. Like a very sweet smell. I really love the way it looks. It's definitely not as thick as the Tarte, which is a plus. I do smell scent, like a candy smell. I'm not sure if it's, I can't place it, sort of like a Jolly Rancher kind of smell. But I think this looks really beautiful. Now, the one I wanted to wear today, which doesn't match with this top, so I might need to change my shirt before I go to work, is the Vinyl. This is a new shade that they have, and it's number 155 called Upbeat. So let's try that out. I love these. I have so many of them. They stay on nicely. They're glossy. They're very moisturizing. They don't dry my lips out. And the way the wand is shaped, you can go around the edge of the lip also. I think this is a very nice pink that would go with a lot of things. It is sort of upbeat. I like that about it. And I'm really excited to try out a new shade. Let's take one final look. I think I've put on everything. Let's see. Yep, that's all of it that I'm testing today. We'll take one final look. Why don't I go ahead and take my hair down and fix that a little bit. I think this is a nice look for work. I'm really excited about these new products. Let's see how they hold up. I'll see you in 12 hours. I'm back from work. It's 5:45 in the evening. It's been a long day, but it's time to do a check-in on how this makeup held up. I was very curious to see how this tinted serum would hold up over 12 hours. And boy, did it do a great job. I'm looking here. I have a tiny bit of redness here, but I wiped my nose a few times today. Let's look at the forehead. I really don't see anything collecting in there. So that's good. I don't see anything collecting here. I look on the cheeks. It's held up really well. So I'm very impressed with it. I'm super excited because it's very affordable. Now let's talk and think about this soft glam that I applied here. Now remember, I also put some of this on, a little bit of the Magic Shaper Stick. So I did have that on, but I wanted to show both products, and I still see right here a beautiful glow, a very natural glow. So I think those held up really well. I'm very impressed. Let's take a look at the concealer. I have tried this before, and I was pretty sure I did not like it as well as the True Match. This one that has, they actually call it an eye cream concealer, or eye cream in a concealer. So let's take a look. Looks pretty good. I don't see product collecting in the under eye. I think it looks actually good. So I still love the application. It goes on a little bit thinner of this, but this actually worked out very well. And I'm excited because I don't want to have to buy things and not use them. So I'm excited about that. Now, also, we put on the Maybelline. This is the brow wax, liquid brow wax, and my brows look really good. They're not going anywhere. When I touch them, the hair does not move. They really stayed in place nicely, so I'm happy about that. And the mascara, the tubing mascara, everything still looks good. The lashes look good. Even under here, where I applied it on the bottom lash line, it's held up nice. You see I don't have any flaking or anything under the eyes. So I think that held up really well. How about the new shadows from Wet n Wild? Now, like I've said before, these shades are not so unique that you might not already have something like this, but if you're just looking for something new that's affordable in some neutrals, let's take a look at this shade I didn't use. That's really pretty. That looks really nice. Let's do a swatch on my hand. Very nice if you like a shimmer shadow. And I wanted to show the white too, how that would look. And I had applied that on the skin. So the rest are more matte. This neutral here, this is very pretty too. Not very pigmented, but nice. So let's see how the eye look held up. I think for the number of hours I've been gone, this really held up great. And I also love how well the Sephora pencil held up. The gel, look at this shade. It's just such an intense shade. I really like that, and it held up nicely on the eyes. I didn't have to clean up under the eyes or do anything. I've really not touched my makeup. The only thing I did touch were the lips. Now I want to talk about the vinyl because this is a product, I applied it, I had some coffee at school and some water, and when I went in at lunch, some of it had worn off, and if you put it on top of the worn off lipstick, it can get a little patchy. So my advice would be to take a paper towel or something and wipe it off and then reapply. Then you get a beautiful look. If you just put it on top of the worn off product, it's not like a regular lipstick where you could just apply more and it sort of mixes well. It does have a little tackiness to it, so if you don't like, the product doesn't come off, but it just has a little bit where it catches. If you don't like that, you wouldn't like the vinyls. But I think it's a great product. It's beautiful to have some little bit of shine, not have to wear a gloss, and have so much pigment. And they have a variety of shades that I'm sure you would find one that you would like. Now the blush, the Disney blush from Essence, I think that held up very nicely. You still see it on my cheeks. And it's a softer blush anyway. It's a bounce blush, as we said, that you can build up. So I'm impressed with that. And what surprised me today, actually, was that I ended up liking the duck pout. I had said how much I didn't like it with the cinnamon, but as I wore it longer and didn't panic, I knew what I was getting into trying it on, It really did smooth out my lips, but if you don't like that burning feeling, stay away from this because it definitely gives off some fire. Let's talk about the contour part of the Catrice Magic Shaper. I still can definitely see the contour. I don't see a whole lot on the top of the forehead, but enough. I don't want it to be too dark there anyway, and I can still definitely see the contour. So I think after 12 hours, all of these affordable drugstore products held up great. I'm very impressed. They stayed on well. They lasted 12 hours. That's asking a lot of a product. If you like videos like this and you'd like to see more wear tests, let me know in the comments. Just leave a heart or a comment that you enjoy these kinds of videos. And remember, the links for everything and the shades for the products that I used are all in the description of the video. I do get a small commission if you decide to shop from those links, and that supports my channel. So I appreciate it so much. I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful week. I'll look forward to seeing you soon.